Well, we're probably rolling here. Let's see. Yeah, we're live. Let me get the link posted up and I'll be with you. Okay, post the link live on Stunt Hangar. Uh, yep, there we go. Got that off. And let's open this up so we can get the chat out. Come on now. Here we are. Hey, Marcel. Hey, Thomas. Let me pop the chat out. Pop out chat. What I really need to do is get my laptop over there. All right, so there we go. Sorry about you not seeing anything, but I got to stand over at the TV because I can't see what I'm doing. All right, welcome to Stunt Hangar's Friday night hangout. As most know, it's posted live or it's on Stunt Hangar. We'll talk about what I was doing today. I've got them ready to come off the buck. I've already unwrapped them and I'm letting them dry out in front of the fan so we can sand them up and start fitting them to the top and bottom blocks or molded pieces for my airplane I'm building here. They turned out fair. I mean, they'll be all right. A little bit heavier than I'd like, but what are you gonna do? I don't have any super light wood. What I did today was show how to compound mold. Those compound molds turned out like so. So now we can sand them up. I don't think you can carve a block this big at 20 grams, I think is what it is. Maybe it's 19. Pretty good size. We'll wait for some people to come in. Somebody else said something there, but I can't see it. Which was a way to make that print bigger. It's only that big on the screen all the way across the room. Let's see here. What does it say? Oh, Thomas, great. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Okay, well, as you can see, it didn't come out bad. I mean, let's get a weight on it, see after the water dried out of it, see exactly what it weighs. Boy, this stupid thing. Should glue it on there, I think. On. 20 grams. 20 grams. I'd like it lighter, but what are you gonna do? Hey, Gary. Takes him a few minutes to get his act together to get in. Spot right there. He's connecting. There you are.
Here he is. We made it. We made it.
Uh-oh, you got the window open. So what I showed today was compound molding. That shows you can get any shape you want out of wood.
I was watching a little bit of it. And I had to go to something else. So. Yeah, that makes it nice to do it that way rather than have to maybe haul it out, and take away the inside of all that wood.
In order to seal the crack inside, you just put some carbon veil in there and then wick some CA on it.
Uh-huh.
Now, not my doing or whatever. Bob Hunt sells a video on, got two videos, straight form molding and compound molding. Of course, this is taking it to the extreme, but well, we don't care.
You have a cut along the side of that thing on your mold, in between your hands there. Is there a cut in that? Sometimes when you're moving that around, it looks like it's got a, must be just, I don't see it there now. I know this afternoon when I was watching it, it looked like you had a cut in there and kind of flopping around. But
probably a shadow or something.
yeah, I think it must be. Because
Once you cover this with tissue, it becomes, there's quite a bit of stuff to go on it yet. Well, maybe you were talking about right here.
no, it's right where your hand is, right in the middle is where when you're just moving it around this afternoon, it looked like it's
There's a pen line in it.
like you had a slit in almost half the side or something. It must have been just a,
I don't know.
Yeah, because it looks like it's all smooth there together, all in one piece in it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Yep. Yep.
I might even do the cowl this way. I don't know.
It looks like it'd be a little lighter than have to haul it out. A solid piece.
You can't get it. This is an even eighth of an inch or less all the way around. I'm a good carver, but I can't carve it that perfect,
No.
So now this should fit on there perfect. Should. I gotta clean the bench off. I keep saying that, but I guess what I end up doing is working and making a mess.
I know. Well, you get to working, yeah, and it's,
It'll be perfect. Perfect. Well, I want everybody to, well, I'll say it again, but I'll tell you. I want everybody to pray for John. He's in hospice right now.
oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
my. Boy, it happens fast, doesn't it?
Well, he had liver cancer, and I knew that was not a good
Oh,
a good deal. Knew it wasn't a good deal, that's for sure.
hmm.
Did you build anything today? Did you fly anything? Did you do anything?
No, I've been to rest home with my wife. She's got Parkinson's and dementia and not doing very good either. So I usually go and help her eat at noontime and then stay all afternoon and help feed her at night and then come home.
And this is kind of advanced building here. I
Yeah.
think like build a profile, you know. It's all doable if you just follow what I did on video.
And what glue did you use to put that together for your molding? You know where you had to have moisture, didn't you? You had to wrap it around the
Yeah, you
mold. Yeah.
what thinned out white glue, thinned out
Oh,
tight bond,
so white glue that holds on. Okay.
tight bond.
Uh-huh. Okay.
That glues the two pieces together, so it becomes one piece, you know. And once the glue dries, it's. I mean, I could have done it lighter with one piece of 3/32, but what happens is that it gives you the starved horse look. The dope sucks it in between the bulkheads. I don't like that.
I see.
So I got to put this all together and then cut it all back apart. put the airplane together and then glue it back on. Put it together, take it apart. Well, I wonder how long it's going to take for others to get in here.
I don't know.
Maybe I should start it at 8 o'clock. And then give up at 9 and let Dennis take over. Seems that nobody wants to participate.
It's 8 o'clock here.
7:15 here. There we go. That fits pretty good. You know what? I think where I taped that, I need to sand that out there. Mhm. There. Pretty good.
You still got to do the bottom block and
Oh yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I thought that was your first one. Probably did it.
Bottom's easy. It's straight form molding. Basically just like the nose block I did there. Now the trick is to marry these two pieces together. This piece here needs the nose cut up so it fits down on there.
Yeah.
It will be a trip. Put a little CA on there. When I fiberglass the nose, hey, there's Stuart. I'll probably put some depoxy on this to stiffen it up some, so I could smooth it in good. Okay, let's work on the nose piece here. I'm going to need to cut that up 30 seconds more. So this is an 8. That's not good. Hey, Stuart, wake up.
How are you doing, Gary?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. And you?
Oh,
Good.
Good.
I went out flying this week, so did about 3 days in a row. So it was pretty. The weather's still going to be pretty good here for about the next 10 days at least.
Yeah. We've had good weather too.
Yeah, it's kind of nice for a change. We've had so much wind this summer, so it's looking pretty good. So what plane are you working on there, Sparky?
just a generic stunt plane.
Oh, okay.
Gonna be it'll look like an SV, but it's got a crossfire wing in it.
Excuse me.
So
Different.
how many planes do you build in a year?
If I'm here at home, between 5 and 7. When I was in Dayton, I'd only do about 2 a year. Didn't have the room for them. I don't even have the room for them here, to be honest with you. But I do it. So, oh shoot, this is the wrong one. It's a good thing I didn't start cutting with that. This is the one I want to do right here. Now I get a perfect bottom on that is, I'll show you. Man, it's a good thing I didn't cut it with that.
It'd be easy to pick up the wrong piece there. You know, you're working and yeah.
Well, it happens while I'm talking, not paying attention.
Yeah. It's just automatic see a piece. Oh, that's it. And, yeah.
Okay, let's cut it off the mold here. A little damp still. I feel it wet. Man, it's quiet.
We're just kind of holding our breath and watching you work.
Yeah. All simple stuff. Simple stuff. Maybe this will fit now. It'll be closer than it was anyway. Now this gets fiberglass, so I'm not going to put any carbon inside because you'll be able to see this from the inside the engine bay. Okay. Yeah, long ways. Another 1/8 or so. Shit. Maybe 3/16 more. Gonna happen is I'm gonna end up screwing this up by cutting it too short. Okay. Cut another 1/8 off and see what happens. Don't want to go too far. Sand the rest. Yeah, big talk tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna take another 1/8 off the bottom. So
Okay, I see what you're doing.
skims it up.
Yep.
Here comes John.
Don Miller. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
All right.
maybe you'll have something to talk about.
Yeah.
There he is. John, you got the floor.
Oh my goodness. Still getting everything in here. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
How
Good,
you how you doing?
pretty good. I've been
Okay.
hanging on the computer here pretty much most of the day today. I finished up the conversion job that I had going, converting a paper drawing to a CAD drawing for a guy. And so now I'm back working on the electric version of the Trailblazer. And I got a lot done on it today, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Did you say you're, excuse me, did you say you're converting a plan to the computer?
Yeah, I finished it up and sent it off to the fellow. It's going to be published in Model Aviation.
So when you do that, you just do it from measurements and then put it onto the computer, or is it some other way that you?
Well, what I do, they used to have a program in the CAD program that you could bring in a like a scan of or a PDF or a JPEG or something like that, and you run it through this program. It's supposed to make CAD drawing out of it. But it looked like a bowl of spaghetti when you got done. Everything was weird. And so the best way to do it was to bring the drawing in itself. You can import that into your drawing, and then you can size it to the correct size. And then there's methods of going in by hand and doing a trace over. So it's almost like inking a drawing.
Oh,
You know,
okay. So are you kind of saying the drawing comes up and then you kind of trace it? Is that what
that's how
you're
you convert it. That's the best way to convert it in at this time.
Okay. Okay. I've never didn't know how you did it.
Yeah, because doing it by the programs they had, you get lines running every which way, and some break, some turn, some do some weird things, and you spend more time trying to figure out which one's the closest one for you to fix, and you erase in the others. It's actually faster to trace it in.
Mhm.
I think it's or something, software that converts line to a program.
What do you call it?
It begins with an Oka, or
I'm
I
I'm
I
not
had something like that.
I'm
But
not familiar with it,
it
but
don't
it's
work.
been go ahead.
It don't work.
Yeah, it's been my experience that none of them work yet, not to the degree that we need. And so, I don't use it. I won't use it until I know that it comes out accurate. And none of them do that yet. So, like I say, it's easier and faster for me to just trace it in. Hope that answered your question, Stuart.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I didn't know how you did that. I was kind of wondering.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, like, there was a CAD drawing done of the original, but it wasn't quite what the author wanted. And so I redid it the way he wanted it.
Okay.
Now that I've got it, like the airfoil he likes to use, I've got that in there. So when I have to do a wing, it's just a matter of just 20 seconds, 20, not 20, half a minute or more, or maybe a minute, and I've got the all of the rib stations and all that pretty well worked out. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's a foam wing, so I've got the root and the tip set up so that I can just bring it in, just import it in. It takes just a little bit of time. And other things, when you're doing CAD work like that, if you draw something, I always take that particular thing. If it's something I know I'll use again, I'll put a copy over in a file I call parts, and that's subdivided down to like airfoils, wheels, and controls and accessories, and spinners, props, engines, motors, and all that. So they're already drawn. So now when I go to draw, let's just say I'm doing an electric uh, stunner that is powered, say, with let's just say a 3515, a badass 3515, for instance. Well, I'm going to have the badass 3515 already pre-drawn and sitting there, so I can just go to that file, make a copy. Actually, I do cut and paste, and just cut it out, paste it over onto the drawing, and it's done. You know,
Yeah.
makes it quick, fast, simple. Because once you've drawn it once
Yeah.
in the
Just
CAD
use it again.
system, you don't have to draw it again.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty good time.
Yeah. Looks like Robert's coming along well with this. That's a nice piece of molding you did there, Robert.
Generic airplane.
A generic airplane?
Yeah.
Well, I like the way you did the molding, the
Yeah.
top block.
Did you see the turtle deck?
No, I didn't see it. Haven't been, I've been busy on other things. I haven't been checking out anything lately.
Well, I'll show you the turtle deck.
All right.
Now I've got to fit this. Already has the canopy on it.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta start whittling away here to make it get in there.
Yeah. Well, you could tape it in place and then run a pencil line around it, pull it
Well,
off and cut it
what I'm
about,
gonna do, but it's gonna fall way back here. The pencil
yeah.
line's here, but it'll be way back here, so you gotta be real careful not to cut too much.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you don't cut to the line, but you got a guide. Looks good. What you gonna name it?
I don't know. I got no clue. It's just a generic airplane.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like Gordy's plane that he did. He used a nobler wing, made it look like a Thunderbird wing, and put his own fuselage on it, and did a part from here and a part from there. So when he got done, he just called it the Heinz 57.
I made kind of a critical mistake with this airplane. I'm hoping that I'm not gonna have too big a problem. The mistake was the nose was supposed to be 10 inches long with 3/4 inch shaft extension, so the true nose moment is 9 1/4. Well, the nose moment is 9 or 10 or 9 3/4 with a 3/4 extension. That puts the motor at 9 inches. And it's got a 17-inch tail and it's a foam wing. It means it's going to be heavy. So I think this is going to end up tail heavy.
You think so?
Oh yeah. If it was one of these that, like I normally build, it wouldn't be no problem.
Well, I know this is heresy, but you could make an electric, put a battery there instead of a fuel tank.
Believe it or not, the nominal weights between IC and electric are pretty close. If you take your motor out, which is 6 ounces, and your prop and spinner and all that shit, and a 10-ounce battery, you got 22 to 24 ounces. If I take my engine out, spinner, motor, battery, prop, I got 22 ounces. So it don't make much of a difference.
Well, you got a point there. Uh, you do have a point. Thing is with the IC power, then you have to add the fuel or takeoff. Of course, burning it all the way so your CG's moving.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing because the harder maneuvers are towards the end, and they get you a little more pizzazz towards the end there.
Right? Everybody complains, oh, that's a bad thing. No, it's not. It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not necessarily a bad thing, and it depends on I think what happens is you start out just a little nose heavy for the design for the way the plane's set up, but by the time you start getting to the maneuvers where you got to have the turn and that, you're starting to get right about where it needs to be or where it should be uh, for really good response. And as you get towards the end, where you've got uh, some like the overhead eights, the hourglass, the forward clover, and things like that, you got it. You got your CD a little further aft. And I think the only hard part I think it makes is the plane might get a little, in the level lapse in between, might have a little more preponderance towards wanting to float around or do some weird stuff because the controls will be acting so much faster than what you might be used to.
Yeah, now I'll marry this together to see what happens.
So when you did the front part of that top block, that molded top block, did you do it like Fran showed us, where you kind of made some slices and kind of squeezed them together?
Yeah, but who showed? I don't know that name. Who did?
Tran,
Yeah, Brian probably watched me.
could be.
No, I didn't follow his lead, but that's exactly how it's done. You cut out the wood. I did this back in '04 when I built my Thunderbolts.
All right. Well, when I saw it on Stunt Hangar forum here, and Tran was showing it to us. So that's when I saw it the first time.
Ain't none of this stuff is a secret.
No, it used to be years ago.
I know, not anymore. I think Ron Burns showed it in his Zero Wingtips in about the late '80s. He showed how he built Zero Wingtips, I think '89 or maybe it was early '90s. I don't know.
Come to think of it now, going back, I remember the first Electra that I built was based off of the plans from Dick, what? Not Dick Williams. Dick.
Mathis,
No, he was a West Coast guy there. Dick Williams. Guess it was Dick Williams. Anyway, and he had those. They were the wings in profile went down, and they had a curved line. The balsa on the leading edge went down and right down. Just there was no wooden block or anything. It just, and you had to slice the sheeting, and you kind of formed it there. Come to think of it.
you glue it together, and then on the inside you add carbon veil with saturated CA.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it.
There we go. And I hope I don't screw this up. Well, I'll just cut inside this line and just cut it back some. Hey, here goes nothing.
Well, one interesting thing, just as a little side note, and with working on an electric trailblazer, I cut out the sheet count by, I think, close to about 7 sheets by going electric. I don't have to have as much mass there to absorb the vibration. So it should be quite a bit easier to build it to a good weight. Oh, you guys want to see? I finally did. I had a fellow, Mr. Barbie from North Carolina, wanted a set of plans for the Ravens, so I finished them up a little bit and made a PDF of it. You guys want to see that PDF?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a minute and I will get it up here for you.
Philip,
Phil,
Hello there. How is everybody?
kicking.
Where are you?
What?
We're kicking.
We're ticking. Yeah, that's about me. I feel like I'm ticking tonight.
Kicking.
We're in hot Atlanta getting ready for the contest in the morning, and I'll tell you what. If I had to drive through this place every day, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. This place is insane.
No.
So you're in Atlanta, huh?
Yeah, we went from Columbia to, what's the name of the place? Peachtree City? Peachtree City, which is where Aircraft Spruce is. And I picked up a gallon of dope and a couple things, some wood and some other stuff for fuselage sides. And then we was going to go from there up to Canton, where the contest is. It says it's an hour and 10 minutes, which, you think it's not that far. It shouldn't take that long to get across there. But it actually took more like 3 hours. The traffic is, anytime you got to go anywhere near I-85, you're in a mess. Traffic is just all but a standstill. This
Well, I
place,
got a question.
they couldn't pay me to live down here.
I got
All
a
right,
question
go for
for you. Did you get all those
Okay.
sets of files?
I did.
Good.
I thought I sent you an answer you'd got back. I got I think 4 pages on the BIPE. I'm gonna go ahead and just give that to Kermit tomorrow when I see him. I'll just send it to his phone.
Okay.
And the other one I'm gonna get to Buddy Monday because he didn't come with us this trip. But I was surprised it only had one motor. Oh, that's right. The one at your house is one motor. That's right. It is. Okay. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's what I got. That's a cute little feller.
Yep. 25 size, no
I'm
flaps.
sure he'll be tickled with that. Yeah, I'll get it to him. I'll get it to him Monday when I see him. I think we're going flying Monday or Tuesday. I don't know which, but anyway, I'll see him one or the other.
Yeah. Good.
I might just send it. If I send it to him, if I send it through him text message, it could be garbled. But anyway, I'll get it to him Monday,
Okay.
not before.
You see this?
How is everybody? And what is this? I was reading online. I was reading online a while ago. I'm scared to bring it up because as soon as I do, it's going to screw up my headphones if it didn't already. But what's this? Sorry to hear about John. Which John
My buddy John Jordan is in in hospice right now.
Oh, no.
Who is
John Jordan.
John Jordan?
Saturday at John's. That John.
Yeah. He's where now?
Hospice.
What
What's
happened?
wrong with him? What happened?
Liver cancer.
I'm sorry, what?
Liver cancer.
Liver cancer. Oh my God.
Let me read you this from his wife.
I'll switch you back in a minute.
This is from his wife. Sparky, John is in hospice. His time is very limited. I'm sorry to tell you. The cancer was just too far advanced for the doctors to do anything to help. Right now, they're just making him comfortable in the time that he has.
That's a shame.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope he's comfortable and he isn't in any pain.
Well, everything froze up after John's in hospice. Anyway,
No, I'm not going to repeat it.
I hate to hear that. You know what? Back on the earpods for some reason. Well, that's a shame. I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
Did he know he was sick?
I don't know. I didn't know he was.
Sparky, did you know he was sick?
I didn't know he was that sick.
Yeah. I hear you now. It finally came through. Hey, I like the way you molded your canopy. Okay. Yeah, well, we're in a hotel, so what do you expect? Yeah. That's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that. He's a good guy.
Oh, good dude.
Yeah. That's the way Clayton Smith went out. He came out to the field Saturday, and we knew that he didn't do anything but just come out there and walk around. He looked like he was tired, but nobody really thought anything about it. And then the next Saturday, he just wasn't there. And we called to find out if he's all right, because he didn't miss many Saturdays. And his wife told us he's gone. He died of cancer Thursday, I think it was. We didn't even know he was sick. He didn't want to bother any of us with it. And he and Tommy were best friends. So it really surprised me that he didn't tell Tom, but he didn't. Nobody knew. What is everybody? I know Sparky. He's building a generic. What's everybody else building? I know John's been drawing. Anybody else building anything?
Not me, not yet. I gotta clear up,
Yeah,
cleaning up my shop.
I'm still working on the humongous. I got a foot up on that thing the other day. I finally got all the paint together, got everything right, and figured out how I'm gonna paint it. I just wish I knew on the old planes from the 30s, 40s, 50s. Well, not 50s, 30s and 40s. The old open fuselage airplanes. Some of them had the big stars out on the wings. Yellow wings, big stars out on the wings, like PT-19s. And then they had red stripes at 45 degrees. But was it one stripe per side, two stripes per side, three stripes per side?
One.
One
Yeah.
stripe. Okay.
Yep.
I'll do that then. I'll
Yellow
do
wings,
that then. I'm gonna
yellow
I'm
wings,
gonna
one
leave
red
a
stripe.
white ring around it or black. Okay, I
The
can do that then.
stars were white. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
white with a red center. Red
Blue center.
is a blue center.
Red center, but a blue
Where was the red on the rondo?
outline. No, it's a red center.
Yeah, it was a red.
It's a red center. The center's red,
Yeah,
then the star is white, and the outside of it's blue.
there you go.
Yeah, I've got those drawn up. I've got those done up 6-inch for the wings, and 2-inch for the side of the fuselage. And then it's going to have a white stripe around the middle of the fuselage. It says OTS, and I'm just going to put my AMA numbers on the outboard flap, and or just above where the outboard flap would be, kind of reminiscent of how they did it in the 60s. Then I'm also working on painting a Gieske Nobler. And I'm gonna paint it just the one that I'm gonna get as close as I can. I can't do it as good as Jim Lynch and Charlie Reeves did, but I'm gonna try to make it look like the one they did. See if I can't get that thing finished and ready to fly before the year's out.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
It's covered. I just have
It's going to be red. It's going to be red.
Yeah, red with a white stripe down the side and those white things on the wings, and dark blue around the outside of the white.
Cool.
So it's probably not going to be that dark red. It's probably going to be insignia blue. But anyway, because I've got it, and I just refuse to buy any more dope right now. Dope has gone so high, it's ridiculous.
Got to be using that water basis.
But anyway, I'm going to use that on this other airplane if I ever get that darn thing put together. The Pathfinder 40.
Oh,
that's what it's going to be painted with. That's going to be the first one to get painted with that. That's you use dope on that.
Well, I doped it the first coats, on that until I got it ready for color, and then I used the I used the water base in lieu of colored dope, and I put it over. I think it was a gray base. You could put it over a white undercoat or a gray undercoat, and that yellow that I did on the Pathfinder LE is, I think it was one light coat and then one main coat, and that was it. You don't want to flood it on too much because I think it's a little heavier than dope. Yeah. But the nice thing is with the water in there, a lot of that weight goes away.
Yeah, it should be. Well, I'm gonna try it and see.
Yeah,
I've been using for blocking coat. I've been using polar gray and white mixed.
That'll work. It'll work just fine.
But when I went to get polar gray today, that stuff was half a gallon, or I had to buy a gallon. Only buy it in gallons, and it was right at $100. So I didn't get it. I'm gonna mix my own. I'm gonna take some black and white and mix it or do something.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy a gallon of paint because I won't use a gallon of paint. More than half of it will go bad.
Yeah.
I buy gallons of clear, but I use a lot of clear. So
yeah.
Well,
the water base,
even doing it the way Sparky does, you clear.
The water base, I know that you can cover put the final coat on a dope, clear dope, because I've done it. But I have a suspicion that you can use the urethane and other paints to do it as well. But I'll tell you that the water base really grips good. I got some overspray. Actually, it was falling. The falling spray when you're spraying it hits the floor, and we didn't have Gordy's floor covered, and I couldn't get that paint up. His wife finally got it up. It was on brand new linoleum. I can't paint there anymore.
Oh, boy. I was going to say, I bet your name was Mud.
Yeah, yeah,
Lord have mercy.
yeah. I'm wanting to come over. Just I can't
No,
paint.
I do. I'm using. I've got a. I've got a big old boat cover tarp that I use. I put that down on the floor and then in
Good
the
idea.
driveway, and then put my stand on top of it and paint on that because I don't want to mess up the concrete too bad.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to get this new building done where I can set it in there and spray inside. It won't hurt anything. But I'm not spending enough time at home to do anything on it lately.
Yeah. You
When I
get
have been
yourself-
home, I hadn't felt like it. Today is honestly the first day I felt like anything in 2 weeks.
Hey, you got
So
that building done.
I'm anxious to get back home and get busy.
You get that building done.
It's
could,
up. It's not.
You could use a dehumidifier in there and paint even when the humidity's up.
Yeah, I've got one. In fact, I bought one to go in there, and I'm going to do that. But I just I got to find time to do some other things first. I've got to wire it and insulate it, and then put sheetrock up. You wouldn't believe what insulation costs now.
Oh yeah.
And we used to might roll that stuff for $7. When I redid my little house, I think it was $7 a roll, and I thought that was god awful high for fiberglass, blown fiberglass. But it's way higher than that now.
Everything.
And sheetrock is more than doubled, and everything's gone crazy. And then the wiring, I went to buy some 14.2 to wire it with, and the guy looked at me like, "You have any idea what this is going to cost?" I said, "Well, it really don't matter. I've got to have it." So when he told me what it cost, I about choked. I went in and handed him my credit card, but I about choked.
What was he? What did he want to
I
put in
didn't buy the boxes for the wall. I think it was, I can't remember how much he wanted, but it was high.
No, what I mean.
I ended
wiring
up
was
taking
it-
what I got from him back. I got a buddy who's an electrician.
What was it? 16 gauge or 12 gauge or 14 gauge? You said 14.
It's 12. It's
12
12
gauge.
gauge.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
put
10,
in.
and I used 10. I think I used 10. I
Well,
think it's
that's
all
good
10 gauge.
shop because you always,
The bigger the number, the smaller.
the bigger
Huh?
the bigger the number, the higher the number, the smaller the wire. So 10 gauge is,
Yeah,
I mean,
I use 10
if all
gauge.
was
Pretty heavy.
the way it should be in the world, 10 gauge in a shop is what I would use because you always overload all the circuits in the
Mhm.
shop. So 10 gauge would take.
That's what we always use in the city. So that's
I
what
hate
I'm
to-
used to working with.
I'd hate to think what the wire costs to go to my garage, 650 foot of 6'3" with ground direct buried. Hey,
Oh my goodness!
when
Do
I
you have
bought
a
it, it was a
welder in there?
when I bought it, it was $1.50 a foot, and I thought that was ridiculous. But I bet it's $10 a foot now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got a welder in there? Is that what you got?
What's that?
I just bought 30.
I got it so I could weld out there.
That's odd.
No, I got the 10 because that's what I'm used to working with. But it shouldn't be that. There shouldn't be that much overload on mine. I'm gonna put four circuits out there. One's just lights. One's just the air compressor. One's just for the two saws, and I can't run both of them at the same time. So that should be safe.
Yeah.
And one of them's just a general purpose plug-in, whatever you want. Well, and no, there's one more circuit. There's 220 circuit because my air compressor.
Yeah.
Well, that is air
You better
compressor
put a-
circuit's 220.
You better put a strip of plugins for general purpose because you'll want them.
Oh, I'm doing that. I did that. They were tearing down a building over here, well, in Winston, and I drove by, saw some guys there that I knew, and I drove by, and one of the guys says, "Didn't you say you was going to build a building?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You want some power strips?" And I envisioned power strips,
Yeah.
I said, "Sure, I'll take a few of them." Good gracious. I've got 100 feet of power strip. I mean, you know, the big one, just
Yeah,
plug in all down the wall. So
yeah,
we put them suckers all the way around, have it on one circuit all its own. But I didn't expect that. Gene's not the kind of guy that usually gives you a whole lot of stuff. All of a sudden he said, open the back of the truck. And he opened the back of his truck. This stuff looks like brand new. It's all used. He said it all came out of that building, but it all looks like brand new.
yeah.
He said all the stuff that looks like it's worn or used or whatever you want to call it, they threw in the dumpster. But he said, I can't take this stuff back shop. If I do, the boss will have me reusing it. And he said, I can't charge somebody for something we already sold once. He don't like his boss much. But anyway,
Yeah.
anyhow, we just I
Well,
went
I
by there.
gotta,
He loaded the back of the truck up. I think I got 111 feet of it. And I don't know how it's 11 because it's usually 10 feet sections. But anyway, so
I've
I
got,
got plenty. I got
you
enough
know,
to do
this,
what I'm going to do.
this computer room is also my ham shack for my ham radio. And
Oh, yeah.
I've got a 1
Yeah.
kilowatt amplifier sitting here that I haven't put into the system yet because I want to make sure I can handle the load on that. You know, I'm thinking of seeing if I can get a
Yeah.
220 line pulled in. But I
You might
found
want
this,
to do that because that thing can, that
yeah.
pulls a lot of current.
Well, and I've got everything grounded, and that's the magic in any situation where you're using lots of electricity. Everything grounded, uh, you got a good chance of avoiding lots of problems.
And how? I've got ground rods on all four corners. So I
Yeah.
had to go just to one ground rod around the other end of the building. They were laying there and he said, take as many as you need. So I took four.
Well,
He
I
said, I
would
thought
kind
she
of
was going to
figure
take some ground rods. I'm like, gosh, I got four. How many do I need?
well, I figured you'd have enough being from your background, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't like underdoing stuff.
Well, you
Yeah,
guys
I
can
might
make
overdo
carbon
it, but I'm
top
not going to
block in
underdo it.
1 ounce
really, 1 ounce.
and
That's
27
cool.
grams.
Wow, that's cool.
That's pretty good, Sparky. You have done very well, Grasshopper.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
You've already got that attached and everything. My goodness, man. You build so quick.
Yeah, just cut it and put it together.
Looks good.
No big deal. Got to get some carbon veil on.
Is that the one you were just molding?
Yeah, I just molded it
Is that the
today.
one you were just molding?
Today,
Good gracious. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good gracious alive. Doggone, Sparky. Slow down a little bit, Bubba.
don't
I
take
wish
no
I
time.
could build like that, but I can't keep up with him. I went over Tom Dixon's tonight, was looking at some of his Air Force. That boy's got some airplanes. I don't know what's going on over there, but he had a bunch of airplanes. He's got I've forgotten the gentleman's name, but somebody did a Nobler back in the 60s that had Aries like landing gear under it. And it had a canopy that went back like a P-40 Warhawk. And Tom did a rendition of it in his airplane because the guy he came home from the Nats and was fooling with his other hobby, a Corvair. He autocrossed a Corvair, and he was fooling with the front suspension, and the car fell off the jack and crushed him, killed him. And Tom did a plane commemorative for this guy, and I'm telling you, he did a beautiful job. The thing is really dark red with gold letters and all that stuff on, just like his was, and it's really, really pretty. I asked him, "How does it fly?" He says, "Flies great. Why don't you fly it?" I used to all the time. Crap, I didn't realize the thing was so old. And he had one of his Stellaries there, a couple of Stellaries actually, and a Cavalier, several other airplanes he built. He done a real nice job on several of them. He ain't a builder like Sparky, but he's an excellent builder. He's a prolific builder. Sparky's a amazing builder. But anyway,
I just put the time in is all.
yeah. Oh me.
A little putty on it and be good to go.
That's gonna be a nice looking airplane, Sparky.
Well, it's gonna be SV-ish.
SV-ish.
Yeah,
Landing gear in the wing or the fuselage?
in the
Wait.
wing.
What do you mean? Yeah, is it the wing or the fuselage?
In the wing.
I haven't heard him yet.
He said in the wing.
In the wing.
The
Okay.
wing.
That's okay. That's what I did wrong. I heard you. I did an SV Cavalier. I've got an SV Cavalier. That the only thing wrong with it is the fuselage is in the fuselage. The landing gear is in the fuselage instead of in the wings. Otherwise, it looks like a Cavalier, but then you're trying to figure out, you look at the thing and you think the landing gear is all wrong. Yeah, it is. But anyway, maybe next time. Might do it again for long because it's a neat little airplane.
I've got a Cavalier kit. I should build a thing.
You ought to. It's a great airplane.
Yeah, I just hate building other people's airplanes.
Well, I know. I've never gotten into building my own. I've only designed 3 of my own. And 2 of them worked real well, and one of them
Let me get
crashed.
at the chat
So
here.
I don't know what it did.
Let me get at the chat here. We got some chats. Roy Lane, happy Friday the 13th. Thomas Newton, it was interesting seeing the process. That was for the molding. Terry Forbes, sorry to hear about John. Bless him. I'm planning on building a flight streak. Would a FP25 be the right engine? It's fine. It'll work. Light provided by Phil Bailey, Sparky,
Mhm.
and everyone. Light provided by Wayne Rice. Workings on the profile that has a warp in the fuselage. Which side do I steam or iron? Light given. Big contest at Whittier, Saturday and Sunday. Palmer, just hope you can make it. I won't be there. I'm flying Stunt again. Anton Kephart and Bob Hudak. Sorry to hear about John Jordan's situation, Spark. Gonna miss you two at the Cleveland contest this weekend. Yes, sorry about that. The FP engine will be a little underpowered, but Brett Buck, if you build it light, it'll be fine. Brett Buck seems to like that engine for a flight streak. I think it's underpowered, but you know, whatever. And then one other question was warp in the fuselage. Okay, it's completely ass backwards of what you think on warps. I'll show you here in a second. Let me get this out of the way. If you have a piece of wood that's warped in this direction like this, most people want to heat and steam the outside. You want to heat and steam the inside so it relaxes and straightens out. I hope that answers your question. All right, guys, carry on.
So take that what's his name? Kerry? Not Barbie, but the other guy. Kermit? Okay.
Kermit Payne. Yeah,
He hasn't seen the
I'll see him tomorrow.
okay.
Contest.
Kind of interested to see what he.
No, he hasn't seen it yet. I'll get it done tomorrow. I flew with him yesterday. We flew with him yesterday, and then today was a travel day, so I'll see him tomorrow at the contest. I mean, they made it to the contest today, but it was blowing a hoolie. I don't think anybody flew. Even Tom Dixon didn't fly, and he's a wind flyer.
Yeah.
Tom can fly about any time. He put up a 35 size airplane in a wind that I left mine in the car. I just no, this is just not wind to fly in. And Tommy went and schooled every one of us. I mean, he put in a flight that probably could have placed in the contest just as practice flight. The man can solid fly.
You know, you speaking of 35 size airplanes. One that's always impressed me, I've seen a couple of them and I really liked them when I saw them. And that's the 35 sized Shark. You know, the one,
That's an incredible airplane.
you know, it's, you know, you could.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I have a plan to it.
Yeah, a modern 30 would, or even a 29 would handle it. You know, because that was designed and built for an old loop scavenge, but you take a good Schnurley.
Yeah,
you know.
but I tell you what, Bob Whiteley had one at Vintage, and he had a 40 FP in it, and I thought it flew very well.
Oh, I'm sure it
But
would.
he put an Air Tiger 36 in it, and that sucker was a weapon.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just happened to have an Air Tiger 36, and one of the raffle prizes at this contest is a Air Tiger 36. Now, before you get excited, I've never won a raffle in my life, but I'm gonna buy a dozen tickets to this for that motor because I would really like to have that motor.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having one of those myself.
Yeah,
But
I'm not. I mean, everybody keeps ragging me. I thought you was going electric. I thought you was going electric. I did. I have, but I still fly my Fox 59s, and I still fly Fox 35s for that matter. But I fly a lot of OS 25s and 35s and 40s.
I think that
I enjoy a lot of those old motors. It's just you get back to it. I mean, it's just what brought you to the hobby in the first place. The sound. I heard a sound at the park, got on my bicycle, rode a bird to see what the heck it was. I'm just a big kid.
Well, I think that 35 size
So
Shark would work really good, like a 2820. You know, a nasty donkey
I think so
2820.
too.
Yeah.
I'd like to find out, but it'll be another year or two. I've got too many airplanes in front of it now, but I have the Humber 60. I call it Humber 60. It's just a Humber. Everybody else calls it a Shark 45. But Charlie Reeves got me copies of the original plans.
Yep.
I mean, Lou's original plans. And on the plans, it says Humber. So mine's going to be a Humber. But it's a little different than the Shark kit. A little bit here and there. You got to look to see the differences.
Yep.
But the only thing about it is, in honoring my old friend, I'm gonna go along with his fuselage philosophy. I do not build bananas. It's going to have a straight fuselage. I'm not going to build that warped fuselage. I tried to nail Lou down and ask him, did you mean to warp that fuselage that much, or is that just something that happened? Because I know you had like 15 days to build that airplane. And I could not nail him down. I don't know if he meant to do that or not.
No.
But anyway, mine's going to have a straight fuselage. I built my fuselage in a jig, and it's straight. I went over tonight as much as anything else to learn to look at the one Tom built and see how did he do the top block. And I've seen some bring that canopy back and just taking in an inch, they bring it from an 1.5 inch wide canopy down to that 1/2 inch thick top, the dorsal fin, the rudder.
Yeah.
Mine's not going to do that. I'm going to run a canopy all the way back. Full, whatever size canopy it is, whatever that taper is on the plan, I'm going to get a canopy that size. That's what I'm going to use, the whole canopy, and run the rudder up off of that. But my rudder's not going to be a piece of 1/2 inch. It's going to be 2 pieces of 1/16 with a framework in between. There's no sense carrying all that extra weight. That's ridiculous. So it's going to be a little.
3.5 ounce ball seat anymore.
No, but I can get some 1/16 and put a framework inside it, like I did on the Raid Mustang and Raid Bearcat, and that'll be all right. It'll be all right. They're not 1/2 inch; they're 1/4 inch. This one's 1/2 inch. But I'm telling you, that's a lot of lumber. If you go trying to put like a kit that I had wanted and I really was going to buy, and I found the thing. It was like so much. Oh, come on. It looks like a Nobler, but it's got a, yeah, I'm telling you, getting old as a bear. Anyway, one of those airplanes. The kit must have weighed 6 pounds. I picked it up and my goodness. So I didn't get it. But I'll think of the name of that thing in a minute. But anyhow, I want to build one of those eventually, but I want to build it with it'll all be built up stuff, either built up or molded. I'm not going to use any of that solid wood in there. And one of the guys told me, but if you land it inverted with a solid piece in there, it don't tear up too much. I don't build them to crash. I build them to fly.
Just watch
I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. Well, anyway,
that's the best way to take off the weight of the fuselage is built the way Sparky's doing it right now.
It is just mold it.
Yep.
Just mold it. That's
What
Sparky's
Bob
pretty
Hunt
sharp.
does,
He's a little crazy, but he's pretty smart.
What Bob Hunt does is he doesn't even have little formers or hardly any in those molded pieces. But he uses that. It's polyester resin, on the inside.
Yeah.
He just coats it with that.
Yeah.
And that gives it enough strength and structure. He didn't even put. I don't think he even puts cloth in there. I think it's just the resin he puts in there. And that keeps it from getting the starred horse look.
Yeah. Trick to that, stake the epoxy and thin it just a little bit, and then paint it in there. Just paint a section of about 3 or 4 inches. Everybody wants to go in there and mix up 2, 3, 4 ounces of epoxy and do the whole thing and then try to wipe it all down. You can't do that. You cannot do that. It dries too quick. Mix up just a little bit, 1/2 ounce at most, and try to do a place about 4 to 6 inches. Paint it, get it thinned and get it in there, get it painted. Take a hairdryer or a Monaco gun and heat it, get it hot. Get it hot so everything's bubbling and flowing, and have you some paper towels out on the table so it can drip off there if it wants to. And just drip on something that's not going to make a mess. Then take another paper towel and wipe every bit of it out of there you can get out of there.
Yep.
And then let that sit for a few minutes and then pick it up and do the next piece, the next section. And when you get done, it's like you say, it's lightweight and it's got it hard enough that it feels like you got a structure in there and you don't. Yeah, I've been watching Uncle Bob for a long time, and Bob pretty doggone smart.
Oh yes.
I shouldn't say uncle. That makes him sound too old. Cousin Bob. I'd say brother Bob, but I ain't near in his league. I'm so far behind his league, I can't even smell the tail fumes.
You can call him little brother Bob,
Do what?
You can call him little brother.
Well, I can be Bob's little brother, but I'm telling you what. No, I call him Big Brother. He's Bob's. He's almost my size. He's not that much smaller than I am, and he's a whole heck of a lot sharper on this stuff.
Well,
I'm still trying to learn stuff that he forgot 20 years ago.
Well, he's smaller than I am, and I'm smaller than you.
He's what?
He's smaller than I am, and I'm smaller than you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
That's
I
only
remember
on
you
the
being a pretty
outside.
good sized rascal.
On the inside, if he took all that knowledge of that, yeah, he's a lot bigger than I am.
Oh, forget that. Oh God, he's got such a memory. You can tell him when something happened or something that happened or an airplane that you remember. He can tell you what it was, when it was, who built it.
How many
And most time, even who designed the darn thing.
and how many
And I'm saying,
wins
good.
it had?
Do what?
How many wins it had at the Nats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And what
yeah.
another
I'm telling
contest?
you, that man is smart. He and Keith Trossel and Al Raby, Bob Gieske, those guys all had incredible memories. Just blew my mind. Bob Gieske, I was trying to figure something out one year at the Nationals when I'd seen it, where I'd seen it. Bob Gieske, oh, that was so and so this year, and he didn't use a 46. He did it with a 40. Huh? He said, yeah, that was a 40. Good
Some of those
gosh.
had a 40 in them, but they had a 46 piston liner.
Yeah, but well, that's another one. I told him we were talking about Al Raby, and Al had it was a 46 in that Mustang, but it was one of his custom 51s. He said, "Yeah, you keep on dreaming." What do you mean? He said that was a custom 60.
You bet.
Right.
He said that thing was a 60 in a 46 case. I said, you can't put a 60 in a 46 case. He says he did it. I'm not going to argue with Al Raby or Bob Gieske. If he says he did it, he did it. But I got to looking at Al Raby's Mustang CD Sparky gave me, and he said in there it was a 60. He said he had a bunch of custom cranks made that turned the right direction, and it was a standard direction, but it was stroked so much that it made it a 60. And he said the only thing was we kept breaking drag pins. Like, good gosh. I'm telling you what, though, those guys, I remember the 77 team trials, and the things about 77 team trials that I remember most was Les McDonald was just a machine. He just didn't make any mistakes. It was just amazing all day. Of course, he was reigning champ, so he didn't have to win a spot on the team. He was automatic.
Right.
But he was out there flying and warmed up the judges. And Bob Hunt was there with his Genesis 46. Al Raby was there with his Mustang. Snaggletooth, the one that's in the museum. And Billy Werwidge was there with the new Genesis, Juno. He was having heating problems, so he was flying it without the cowl. And I think if Billy had not had heating problems, he would have been dangerous because his corners were incredible. Billy Werwidge is just incredible. I'm betting if the man flew today, he'd beat 90% of the people out there. He's just that darn good. But Billy's secret is Billy practiced a lot. Billy didn't go to a contest and do like I do, show up and put up 10 flights in practice before the contest and 2 or 3 at the contest. Billy'd have 100 before he got there and put up another 20 at the contest. If there was a practice circle, Billy was going to be on it.
Bob Barron,
Was that darn good.
I remember Bob
Barron was that way.
At the BSC second or third one when he brought the little humbug and he won with the little humbug. He had a Royal 28 in there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But he would in between rounds, he'd put up 2 or 3 flights in between rounds, working on things. And it showed. I mean, he had his problems in areas we all know about, but you can't take away the fact that man could fly, and he could fly that humbug like it was. Somewhere here,
he could make that thing fly like it was a great big airplane with flaps.
He had a 40 sized humbug, had a McCoy 40 in it. And it suckers like
I don't have the plans to that.
I do.
I don't have the plans to that one. I'd like to have them.
I got him.
I'd like to have plans for that. You know, he had a 60 one too. He had a 60 one too. The front end of it looks like a what's that plane at Big Jim design? Pattern Master. Looked like a big Pattern Master.
Really.
I mean, that
Well,
thing was huge.
it was funny
Yeah,
because
and I never saw it fly.
the guy that's got the full plan on that 40 is Gordon Delaney, and Gordon was talking with him, and he says, Gordon says, well, now you had a 40 sized one, didn't you? And he's, oh yeah. He says, man, he said, I figured, I wish I could remember what I did to those plans. And Gordon says, well, I got them. You gave them to me. And so when I got a chance with Gordy's plans, I made copies, but it was so big, the plans, I had to do it in sections. So now I got to do is take all those sheets and tape them all together, and then take them down, have them run it through the machine, and get them all as one sheet instead of like 6
I'd love
sheets.
to have a copy of that when you get it. Yeah, that was a big airplane to be for just a 40, but you
I
know,
think
this
it had
thing's pretty
800
good
square
size for a
inches.
28.
It had 800
Mine
square.
has it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Len
I
Burrell.
wouldn't doubt it. You know, the 28 one,
How
the
you doing,
small one,
Sparky?
has a big old gap. There's Lynn.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
There's a big gap between the spinner and the plane. I always wondered what that was for. He says it's for cooling.
Make you ask questions.
Cooling. I always thought the 28 was just a longer motor than the 32, but no, that's not the case. He did it for cooling. Caught me.
So what's up, Len?
But I've got the airplane. I have not flown it yet.
A lot of flying.
You been out flying?
You doing any good, Lynn?
I've been out flying 4 days in a row. Tomorrow will be the 5th.
You coming to our contest?
No, I can't afford to go any more contests this year. I'm all spent out. The Nats in the world's got rid of all my money. That's all done for a while.
Yeah, I understand that theory.
Yeah, there'll be no contests.
I'm a little exhausted too.
If
Yeah,
it's not in my own country and within a few hours, it probably isn't going to happen.
Yeah, I found out today that King Orange is in 2 weeks. I wanted to go to that, but it's not going to happen this year.
I've been working on
Wayne
my
and
new
his wife
airplane.
right down the hall. And how's it coming?
I've got the PA 75 running real good now.
Good time.
Good.
I put a new Bob McDonald prop on it that he sold me at the Nats or the Worlds, and it's been running really well, really well. So yeah, the plane's coming around. It's flying real nice, and the motor's running outstanding. I'm now running the pipe, and I'm only running about 8,300 RPM. It sounds just amazing.
The flatback or the APC clone?
I think it's the bigger, whatever one's the bigger one. It's a great big wide blade thing.
Yeah, it's APC clone.
Yeah, it's outstanding. It has a lot of drive, that propeller, to the point where I hardly have to run the motor at all. It's like the motor's running like a tractor, and it just pulls that airplane like nothing. Pulls that big airplane around like it's a rag doll, that 75.
Good deal.
So what I did is I lengthened the
deal.
lines. I lengthened the lines right out to 69 feet now from center to center. Center of the handle, the center of the model, I'm running 69 feet. And that plane's just outstanding, just right on the button. So I'm pretty happy.
Cool.
Well, you look happy.
I'm experimenting with long lines as well.
Yeah, the long lines give you lots of time between corners. It's really nice. Feels very comfortable. I was flying all these airplanes, I was flying all these big airplanes on lines that were way too short. I was flying like 66 or 67 feet center to center. When you add the extra 2 feet, it gives you a lot more time between the corners. The other way, the corners just come too fast. It's like, oh shoot, I'm already at the next corner. So it's much better.
So you could have won the
Man,
world.
I was
if you
flying
figured
60
that
foot.
out
Oh
right.
no, I wouldn't have won the worlds, but I might have done a little better the way this airplane's flying now, the new one. But you never know. I'm still happy with the way I did.
You talking to your purple plane, Len?
Yeah, the purple.
Yeah.
That's right. That's flying well. I've finally got it sorted out. It's flying real nice. And that 75 is
Great.
just a
I'm
dream. It
glad to hear
starts on the first flip every single time. Just hit it once backwards and away she goes.
You know what Ted Fancher's
Yeah.
airplane
glad-
wound up being called, don't you?
I don't
They
know.
call it the Purple Pond Scum.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh,
Purple ones come.
mine's the purple
They
people
call
eater.
mine the purple people eater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
what
go.
I've got on. I've got the purple people eater right on the tail of the airplane. That's what the decal is.
I watched Ted, that beautiful airplane. Oh, he had like it seemed like 7 different shades of purple on that thing.
That's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
And
mine's only
Mine
got
was
2.
pretty though.
He come out of the reverse wing over, hit that bottom, and came out, and all of a sudden his engine quit.
Oh,
Dead stopped, and he's 4
Yeah.
feet above the. And we're on a runway taxiway, so it's not wide enough. So there's grass. So he's maneuvering over, whipping it to get it to where he can land it on the grass between the runway and the taxiway. And he gets there and he lands it, and you hear this pow, and he lands it because the grass is real deep there. Goes over and all the places. There's only one place there had a pile of concrete blocks
oh,
in the grass.
Oh no.
right.
Bounced that right off the spinner. I don't know if he damaged it real bad, if it was just minor, but the poor guy was not having any luck. And you know why it quit? He sucked a bee into the venturi.
I heard about that. I did hear about that one.
Yep.
Wow.
He got a what?
A bee stuck
sucked
in
a
the
bee.
He
venturi.
picked up
Yep.
a bee.
It's
We
a
always
B-double-E.
just a trick that we do now. Just a trick that we always do now, and it's because Tommy got half a grasshopper up in his and cut his off. I mean, it cut the front of the grasshopper off, and the back end went up the vent. And I don't know what it was because it fell out, but anyway, something went in there and shut the thing off. And then Buddy Barbie drug a piece of 4-leaf clover up in his, and it messed his up. So now what we're all shut his off. So what we're all doing now is we're taking a little piece of hose, just women's hose. You go into any shoe
That's right.
shop, and
That's
when
right.
a woman had those little footies you can put on. Get a little section of that, put it over your venturi. Go get you an O-ring. Don't worry about
Right.
rubber bands and trying to stretch them. Get you an O-ring that's slightly smaller than the vent, and put that on there and hold it on with that, and it'll stay put. And that'll keep any bug or anything like that from going up. Now, it's not really good enough to use as an air cleaner. It's not that small a weed. But I have seen
2 layers.
I have seen when he'd go to different places, layer the stuff and turn the weave other ways, and take this stuff and shut his plane down with thicker air, like when we went to Florida. He put 3 or 4 pieces on that big Tiger 60 in that Strega and leaned that thing out to where he could get through a pattern on the fuel he had on board. And
Right.
I'm telling you, it
you
works.
can use it to,
And
yeah,
it's
you
simple.
can, yeah,
It's
you can
easy
use
to
it to
do,
make
it's
your
simple.
venturi smaller
Yeah.
ultimately by putting more layers. Exactly.
Yeah,
I do that on my road jets quite a bit, like
that works. Then it keep
Yeah, it
the
works
crap out of
good.
it.
for sure.
Yep.
Nice fuselage,
me.
Sparky.
Guys, I think I'm gonna get out of here and go to bed. I'm tired.
Good
I got
night,
up at
Phil.
6:30 this morning and started driving, and I've been driving all
Oh
day.
my gosh.
You guys be careful. I'll see you Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay out of trouble, including you, Sparky. Y'all take care.
You too. What nice fuselage, Sparky.
Thank you.
Looking real sharp.
The top block weighs 27 grams.
Oh my God.
From nose to tail, 27 grams. We got 6.5 ounces total so far.
That's amazing.
Well, I don't know about that. If I'd have had lighter wood, it'd be lighter.
Yeah, well, you can only do what you can do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I didn't have any carbon veil for the doublers, so I used 3/4 ounce fiberglass instead.
I only have enough light wood for one more airplane, so I better choose carefully.
yeah, I
This
feel
nose,
bad caffeine was in here. None of us said anything to him.
yeah,
He
because
was in here. I haven't seen him.
but
He was in here.
He disappeared.
Yeah, he must have been here before I got here.
Yeah.
He was driving.
Stuart, what have you been up to?
I've been flying. I went out 3 days this week. So I did some control line, but was at the RC field. And I got some batteries from one of the guys from the RC club, and I wanted to make sure they were going to work in the planes that I use. So I wanted to try those out this week. So I did a
For
bit of
electric or for starter batteries?
no, it's electric planes, so they're the
Okay.
batteries.
All right. I gotcha. Okay.
I ran those this week to see on two different planes. Plus I did some control line too. So it's been such a nice week.
Yeah. So what are you flying? The Twister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. So you're going out tomorrow morning?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be out there tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be home. I got somebody coming over tomorrow afternoon, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna
Do
do
what you
yet.
gotta do.
Yeah.
I know how it goes.
So I want to get the Buster out there and give it a try sometime.
The Buster?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a Buster.
Yeah, that's the racing one.
Oh, okay, yeah. That we probably won't do that again till next year now.
Yeah, I just want to try it. Just fly
That's
it.
fine. Yeah,
So
that's cool. We flew the big racers on that weekend and we never even got to the small ones because we didn't have enough guys really. And everybody started bailing, so we didn't get to them. Anyway, next time we'll be trying it again.
yeah, maybe we should do something in the spring even, just for fun. Even if we
Well,
just fly them for a day. Or with
yeah,
some
we can
other
do that. We can do that. As long as people make the commitment that they're going to come out and they're going to help out, it'll work. If people just start saying, "Oh, I'm not going to do it," and then they change their mind, then it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Just got to have people that say, "Hey, I'll come out and I'll be ready to go, give it a go," you know. We didn't have too many of the small airplanes. We had a few. There was myself, there was Ray had one. You had one. That's three. I'm trying to think of how many. Brad didn't have one. Thought there might have been four, but I don't remember who had the other one. Maybe we only had three. I can't remember.
Tom had one, didn't he?
Yeah, Tom had one. So yeah, we did have four.
Yeah.
We had four, but then you left, and then Tom, he went to his house with Brian and sold him some stuff, and it all went south.
Yeah.
But anyway, next time.
Yep.
Been flying a lot of my different airplanes now just to take a break from the competition thing. I've been flying the new airplane and flying some of the other ones too, just to get them trimmed out and flying well. Most of the stuff's working okay. I got the Ringmaster 576 flying better. I wanted to ask John, I put a clunk tank in it, like a Sullivan tank or no, Dubro tank. I got a Dubro tank in it. And it keeps running. Now, let me get it straight here. It's running faster inverted all the time. So if it's running faster inverted,
Raise
do
the
I
tank.
raise
Faster converted, the tank's too high. You need
Okay.
to actually lower it.
What
Okay.
engine on it, Led?
LA 46?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll lower the tank down a little bit.
Well, it depends which way you're looking at it, but whatever.
And
Yeah,
I did the venting the way you said, John. It works pretty good.
good. I've used it for years now like that. No,
Yeah.
it's
So
worked
I
well.
need to lower the entire tank, not just the uniflow tube, right?
No, you can just rotate the uniflow tube.
So I think I made a mistake. I raised the uniflow tube and then it really went. So I think I went the wrong way. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Even after all these years, I still make the mistake of going the wrong way sometimes.
We all do that. We all make that mistake.
Anyway,
Just lower it,
yeah.
a little bit.
That way I don't have to move the whole tank on the fuselage and drill new holes and stuff. I'll
That's
just
right.
lower it down a bit.
That's
Perfect.
right.
I'll do that for tomorrow morning and try it again.
Drop it down about an eighth of an inch, fly it, see how it
That's what I'll do.
goes.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I just have to take the pliers, gently squeeze on it and turn that tube down just a little wee bit.
There you
That'll
go.
work fine. Perfect. Thank you.
You bet. Let us know how it works out.
I will do that. Sparky, you doing some artwork on a saw?
Yeah, I got some guys coming in for our contest. I'm gonna give them this saw.
Cool. That'll be all right. When's the contest? In a week or two or something?
Not this weekend, next weekend.
Following one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could make it down, but I just can't right now. Not going to be able to do it right now.
Trust me, I understand.
Yeah, well, any of us that went to the Worlds and the Nats understand totally. It just, oh, so expensive now.
Oh, you got that right.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole on this, but
go
is
ahead.
Canada having an inflation like we are?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for
Okay.
sure. Oh, yeah. Everything's expensive. Everything costs a fortune everywhere. It's
Yeah,
just
I was
ridiculous.
thinking that might be the way it is.
Yeah, like if you go into a hobby shop and you want a jug of fuel here,
Yeah.
you're looking at somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks for a jug of model airplane fuel.
Oh,
Same,
man.
same as here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just off the charts. It's ridiculous. A buddy of mine bought a whole pile of castor, clots, nitromethane, and methyl hydrate. He's mixing fuel for us up here. So thank God, because I can't afford to buy fuel at the cost it is now. It's just crazy.
No. Well, and then you got the other
But see, we got it from a guy who's sort of not really doing the hobby anymore, and he had the barrels there in his garage, and it was just like, well, if you want it, it's here. So, buddy of mine went down, he bought most of it and paid for it, and just brought it all home in gallon jugs. So he's able
the
to
other
mix
cost,
fuel.
the other cost you're facing, and we're all facing with IC is darn cost of glow plugs.
Oh,
the
off the
rhodium
charts.
is
Off the
super
charts.
expensive.
Just ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I'm actually in the process right now, believe it or not. I hate to admit this, but I am, of seeing if I can get a couple of electrics ready to go for next year.
Thought I'd never
Yeah.
see the day.
You never would have thought you'd seen the day, but it's going to happen because I
Time.
can't. It's just getting too expensive to play the other game. And I'm still going to play Glow, but I'm just
Yeah.
going to diversify a little and do a
I
little
know
bit
what
of
you
both.
mean. I'll always have glow engines in my
Oh yeah, for sure.
stable.
Yeah,
You
I'll
know?
always like I have so much glow stuff. I'm gonna sell some. I've already sold some in the last few weeks. I've sold some stuff.
Yeah.
And that'll help finance the electric stuff.
Should have bought
Yeah.
all my electric stuff. I had a ton of shit. I got
Well,
rid of it all.
well, what I
Chargers,
did,
power supplies, batteries,
I
and
hear
all
you,
the high
buddy.
dollar shit too. You know,
Yeah,
Thunderbolt
and
batteries.
that was quite a while ago, but I wasn't even thinking of it back then at all. Like I had
Yeah.
no interest in it
I got smart
whatsoever.
quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, you seem to be able to make the glow work for you, and you've got it going good, so keep going with it.
Yeah.
I just want to try the other. I flew one that I finally liked. I was amazed at how well it. I always said I didn't like flying the electric plane. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I flew one when I got back from the Worlds that I really liked, and I was like, "Wow, you can make this system work." And I was very impressed with it. So I thought, "Hey, I'm gonna." And that what it was it's a buddy of mine who's here, and he has the same setup in his airplane as Constantine uses. Same motor, same ESC, same everything, same parts exactly. I flew that plane, and what it was a T-Rex, ARF that he converted to electric. And that thing flew absolutely beautiful. I was amazed how nice it flew. And I thought, that's the system I need. I could get one of those. So I already have the T-Rex kit sitting downstairs. I just have to get the guts for it. And then on top of that, I got an offer from Constantine here in Canada to buy one of his old airplanes off him.
Oh, you're gonna go Shark, huh?
It's not a Shark, it's a Starlight,
Clone.
but it's the same type of thing.
Right, Shark clone where you didn't build it.
Something like that. I don't care, but it's a good flying airplane. So, what do I care? I'm not going to be bringing it into a contest or anything like that. It's just something to fly, and it's a good flying airplane. So,
To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind having a Shark, and the reason being is you can put it in a suitcase and take it with you.
you take it anywhere you want. That's for sure. That's the good thing about them is they do come apart. But this one here that I'm buying off him, it's an older one. It's one of the first ones that came out of the one he has. So I figured, what the heck, we'll give her a go. I still have to buy all the guts and everything off Igor. I have to buy all the ESC and the props and all the crap for it, but that's fine. I'll send the money, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 sets of identically the same thing. So that way I have the same setup in both airplanes. I'll have the same thing in the Starlight as I have in the T-Rex.
I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Yep. Good luck.
Well, we'll give it a try, see what it does. If it works good, it works good. If it doesn't, well, I just sell it. I can sell it. It's not a problem. But we'll give it a go. The price was right, so.
Now that I watched the airplanes at the Worlds, I'd be interested in building one of them counter-rotating airplanes, counter-rotating prop air. That thing had power.
They were very unique, I'll tell you that. That's for sure. It was definitely something different. How did they place with those? Did you notice?
I think they were down the way. They just weren't as good of flyers as the other people. They were probably 10th or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They just didn't fly as good as the other flyers, but the airplanes were, I thought,
had lots of power. Yeah.
That you watch them go over the top, they had power on the top.
Yeah. Some of them, you were right. Some of them did. Sorry, John.
Didn't those planes have 2 motors in it, one for each prop?
Yes.
They had twice the motor that the other. I could see where it could be a very powerful combination. Plus, you shouldn't have much of the spiral slipstream problem.
You could tell it was putting out the smoke. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with the electric 4-blade airplane, but the counter-rotating propellers, they really put out the power. They had 2 of them there.
That way, when you get your hand, it cuts, slices, and dices all at once.
Yeah.
I noticed some of the electrics, and I'm sure you did too, Sparky, seemed a little bit weak on the top when it got windy.
That's about 90% of them.
There was a lot of them that were a little weak on the top, and I thought, wow, you need a little more power up there.
They need more
Struggling.
battery.
Not enough, little more umph or something at the top.
Yes.
And some of them were very weak at the top.
Yeah.
I don't remember who, but I know that some of them were very weak up on the top.
Yeah.
They'll get it dialed in. You know, they're still learning. Things are changing so fast with the ESCs and that. You know, I mean, Iger's just coming out with a whole new timer that is going to have to take some learning. And they're just starting to understand the timer that he has out already. How you doing, Denny?
Real
Hey,
good,
Dennis.
real good. I was listening in a little bit the last few minutes, and
Yeah.
so Len, oh my
Yes.
goodness,
Yeah,
That's- I thought I felt the earth shift. So
it might have. Times are a changing just a little. By the way,
Oh,
Dennis, I
geez.
tried those lines.
and
I like them. They're just as good as the ones I'm using.
you're
Definitely.
using original Power Pro, right?
I'm using Original Power Pro. They were
Okay.
good. I'm going to test them out again tomorrow on a different airplane because they were a little bit too short for the plane I was flying this week. Like I was flying my new 75 plane and they seemed a little short. I've gone to a longer set of lines on that, but I did
Okay.
get a flight on them and I thought, you know what, so tomorrow I'm going to fly them on a 60 plane. We'll see how that works.
Sounds great.
All right. Yeah, but for the first time, I'm like, wow, these are good. There's nothing wrong with these. They're just as good as anything I've ever used. They
Mhm.
didn't seem like they had any no flex or anything like that in them. They were good.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Those are the ones Hoffman flew, and he thought that they were stretching versus his 018s. Was very, very surprised to hear that.
Wow.
But
Well, that's interesting because my big plane, I've been flying it on 018s and it didn't seem any different on
Mhm.
the wind tamer. It didn't seem any different.
Okay, that's good to know. What's
Okay.
what's that airplane weigh?
It's a heavy plane. The one I was flying, it's 70 ounces
Okay,
with a
that's
PA 75.
that's a damn big load. So
Yes. But they just seemed a little too short to me, like with the 66 or 67-foot lines, like center to center of the plane to center of the handle. It's just too big a rush. So I've gone out to 69 feet on the lines now.
What do you fly your Testarossa on?
Well, the Novanta, 68.
Novanta.
Yeah, 68.
What thickness though?
18.
Yeah.
18,
And what does it
68.
weigh? 80 ounces?
No. That's the one from Windy. That one's 67 ounces. Mine's 88 ounces. The one I have. The one I built was 88, but the one from Windy is only 67 ounces.
Uh-huh. What do you
It's
fly
like-
that 88 ounce job on? 21s?
No, I still fly it on 18s. But I would probably fly it on Spectra if I fly it again. Like I'm going to take it out one day and try it again and monkey around with it a bit. I think I can take some serious weight off that airplane. And if I can't get enough weight out of it, I'm going to do your trick. I'm going to strip the whole damn plane down, take
Yeah.
everything off,
I'm
sand it
gonna
right
strip
down.
this one after this last contest of the year.
What do you use, Sparky?
Go to Lowe's and buy paint stripper. Don't buy the citrus paint stripper. Buy the caustic paint
The real
stripper.
good, yeah, the real good stuff. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to buy the environmentally friendly shit. It don't work.
Okay. Any specific tools you're using or just scrape it
Saran
off?
wrap.
Okay. So you lay that over top of it after you've brushed it all on?
Brush it on, wrap it with saran wrap so that it doesn't dry out. Let it
Yeah.
sit 15 minutes, peel off the saran wrap, and everything will come off with it. Make sure you use neutralizer on it.
Okay. What is neutralizer?
It neutralizes the stripper. They
Okay.
sell it right, it's right next to it.
Okay. So how do I use that? If I'm brushing the paint stripper on, what do you mix it together or something?
No. Okay, you're gonna strip the airplane, brush it on, get a crap acid brush, you know, them cheap
Yeah, I
Harbor
know the
Freight
kind. Yeah,
brushes.
that's right.
And wrap it with saran wrap,
Okay.
and then let it sit 15, 20 minutes, you'll figure it
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Then peel the paint off,
Yeah.
scrape off what you can off the fuselage, whatever.
Yeah.
And then after you're done with that, blot it all out with a towel. And then
Okay.
I took that the neutralizer, and I put it on a towel, and I rubbed it all over the airplane and then dried it all off with the towel.
Okay. Gotcha. And do everything with the rubber gloves on, I assume. Okay.
You do what you want. I didn't.
Okay. All
But
right.
you're supposed to.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Do it in
Yeah,
the
but Sparky,
backyard.
you got all that ink protecting your arms, so.
I've been so deep in all kind of chemicals all my life. I don't think a little stripper is gonna hurt you. And it's not like the Navy stripper we had. It doesn't burn you.
Okay. All right.
Don't you mechanics wash your hands in gasoline?
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah.
Kerosene, gasoline, whatever.
Whatever's
Carbon tetrachloride.
Well,
Yeah.
that's, washing with gasoline, washing while you're smoking, that's a bad idea. But
Done that before too.
So when you stripped your airplane down, do you take the covering off too? Everything?
Everything.
Everything comes off right down to the bare wood. Okay.
Right. Don't bother poking holes in it until you get the stripper on it, because it'll take it all off.
Okay. All right.
I'll do it again. I'll show it online. I'll do it right here on the bench.
Like I have an open bay wing, so just take it right off the covering first, right? And then peel the covering off.
No, listen to what I told you.
I did listen.
Okay. This airplane here is going to get all painted with stripper. Then I'm
Yeah.
going to lay the cellophane or the
The saran wrap on
saran
it.
wrap
Yes.
over the top of it.
Yeah, I understand.
Then when I get ready to pick it up, I'll pick it up at the fuselage and pull it up. It'll take the paper, the paint,
Okay, I
and
didn't know.
everything
Okay.
down to the wood.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
it
Got it.
sounds like you're taking a piece of monocoat off the airplane or something like that with all of the stuff on top of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because see, you got to figure this airplane, I weighed it before I started covering it, and it was 60 ounces with the motor, the tank, and everything in it. And I put 28 ounces of covering and finish on it. That's why I'm going to strip the whole damn thing right down, because I know it's a very light airplane.
That sounds like a heck of a good plan. 28
Yeah, I just
ounces.
Take
Wow.
the whole thing right off.
It should have been, before you painted it, 50 ounces.
It
Not
should have been. But hey, you got to realize I built it 9 years ago. I didn't know shit.
Yeah, well,
Channel.
Sorry, but it's true. That's where I was at. I didn't know what the heck I was
is
doing. I
that
just thought
urethane
I
or
did.
dope, Len? Is that urethane or
No,
dope?
it's all dope. It's all Brodac dope.
Okay, well, with it that thick, with 20 ounces of finish, you might need to let it sit on there a half an hour. You'll have to
Oh.
kind of
I will. I'll keep an eye on it.
peel it
I'll
out.
lather it up. I'll lather it up and pull everything off this thing.
And then if you need it, to go back and touch up, it'll
Yeah.
peel whatever and then go back and do it. It's
Yeah,
not a hard
exactly.
job. It's just stinky and messy.
That's fine. If I'm doing it out in the backyard on a table, it's not going to be a problem at all.
Well, it's 9
Well-
o'clock and our nighttime host has come in.
Okay,
fine.
before you bail out though, you still have the videos on the last time you did the stripping job, right?
Yeah, they're on YouTube. Saturday at
Okay.
John's.
Okay, it's in a Saturday at John series and it's on the Junar. That was
Yeah.
what,
Awesome.
about 3 years ago you did that?
Yeah, 3 or 4. About 3,
Okay.
I guess.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'd like to go back and visit that too, so.
And
I
it's
will
not hard.
too.
And I'm gonna do it again. It'll be the 3rd time refinishing this airplane. But this airplane flies so damn good.
That's why you want to do it. I get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut the bottom block off and remold it because it's kind of cracking.
Okay. Be like a brand new plane again.
Yeah, did you see this, Denny? I molded this top block.
I saw I saw when you were molding, let's put it that way. I did not had not seen it assembled there yet, so that's cool.
Weighs 27 grams.
Just a tick under an ounce. That ain't
Yeah.
bad. That's a lot of, that's a great big block for 27 grams, that's for sure.
You
Wonder
couldn't
how
have
many-
hollowed that for 27 grams.
No.
Wonder how many grams there are in 88 ounces.
Multiply it times 20, 28.
about 1900.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's see, a
Oh
kilogram
my
is
God.
2.2 pounds and you're at about 4.8, you're over 5 pounds. I mean, you're over about
See, how
two and a
much?
third
88
kilograms
ounces
or so.
Yeah, 88
divided by
ounces, Sparky.
28.33. No, that ain't right. 88 times
28, yeah.
28. Oh, it's more than I thought. Not 19, it's 2,464 grams.
2.4 kilos.
Yeah,
So
I think it's a guarantee that I'm gonna strip that airplane because even if I lose it, it's not worth having anyway. It's just taking up space. Pull the 90 out of it and strip the guts out of it.
Sparky, did you have any trouble with it eating up any of your glue joints or anything like that?
I did not, but I would, make sure you check them.
Yeah,
sure.
well, you wouldn't have been using like any like Embroid or anything like that anyway, would you? It would
No,
all
I
be
use CA on mostly
yeah.
everything.
Same with me.
So
It's all CA and epoxy on mine. There's nothing else.
But
yeah.
make sure that you check everything, and
Oh, for sure.
it takes the fillets up too, so you got to do fillets.
That's okay. That's fine. We can redo those.
It really does a super nice job. I still got a can of it out in the garage, but it took it right down to the bare wood. I mean, everything off.
Is there a
Everything.
name for that stripper?
Yeah, it's on the can in the garage, and I ain't going out there.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. But I'll
That's in
get
your
the
video too, though, isn't it? I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Sure it is. Yeah, I'll check it out. Thanks, Sparky.
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
excited.
now you can go.
Okay, I'm
Good
going
night,
to
Sparky. Thank
hold
you.
on, guys. Everybody, keep quiet for a second while I end this program. I got to get to live, and we go to the studio. I want to thank everybody for watching the show and for all the support. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell for notifications so you get notified every time we do an upload, which is quite often. Every Monday and Friday, and throughout the week I do an hour or two a day. All right. We'll see you later. Let's see if we can get this out of the way now. Yep. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
All right. And thanks for the platform here, Sparky.